Tonight on Business Live, players in the building and construction industry are alarmed over astronomical increases in the price of cement as the building material now sells at 73 cedis per 50 kg bag.
As of now, I'm speaking 8 cedis. Government's own inflation, we are taking money in your boca. And they are moving a year because of increment. I pray. So the government say, oh, you have a tuition. Increment and fun.
We will take you to the Ashanti region where prospective homeowners fear plans of putting up their buildings could be curtailed. Also, heads of public institutions, municipal and district chief executives warn to desist from violation of procurement law during tendering to prevent imprisonment or penalty. We'll hear from the chief executive of the Public Procurement Authority.
Position of the Procurement Act is very simple, that if you flout any of the rules that is provided for under Section 92 of the Act, that you can go to prison for 5 years or 2,500 penalty units.
Plus, government's decision to establish a new escrow account described as a prudent cash management principle that will enable settlement of the Afrexim Bank loan due in 6 months' time. We'll hear from finance lecturer Dr. William Spipra.
The government of Ghana's decision to establish an escrow account of 37 million at the back of the loan which has come from Afrexim Bank is a prudent measure.
All of this and more coming up in the next 30 minutes. My name is Beverly Broohm. Do stay with me. To the details, prices of cement products have finally gone up, with some producers selling a 50-kilogram bag at 73 cedis. Meanwhile, a litre of diesel is also expected to be increased by almost 2%. Here's Georgia Fair's report on the latest price hikes.
We understand that all the major producers have adjusted prices for each 50-kilo bag of cement, which took effect from this Tuesday. Joy Business is learning that prices have gone up by 8 Ghana cedis to as much as 15 Ghana cedis per 50-kilo bag of cement. However, we can independently verify that of GASM based on the price list sent out to distributors and seen by Joy Business. Now, due to the differentiated products offered by GASM for their cement, you'll be paying 64 Ghana cedis and 68 Ghana cedis for a 50-kilo bag of cement, but as much as 73 Ghana cedis for their premium cement product. We are yet to see the price list of other producers on the market, but the increment, we understand, will not be more than 10 Ghana cedis per bag. We understand that the adjustments are linked to the recent sharp depreciation of the Ghana cedi as the producers take measures to recover their losses over the past month. Well, even before we fully absorb this news with the increment in cement, a litre of diesel is expected to go up from today by 1.4% per litre over the current price of 13 Ghana cedis, 46 pesos per litre. This is based on the index that guides all the oil marketing companies in the country when it comes to pricing of petroleum products from the 1st of this month. However, petrol and LPG are expected to go down marginally at the pumps from today.
Now let's get on to the phone lines and speak to Chief Executive of the Chamber of Cement Manufacturers, Dr. Dawson Amwa. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Can we get a confirmation that all the producers have adjusted their prices when it comes to the 50 kg bag of cement?
Well, Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. But just make some clarification here. Well, I don't control the operation at the factory. The factories actually do the increase themselves. We are at the chamber, that is the association that's regulating more or less the activities. Yes, I can confirm. At on my desk, I have the prices of cement at the various, factories or companies increase. And as the reporter rightly indicated, the obvious reason. There are several reasons, but the significant reason that is very common so far as the economy is concerned is the sharp depreciation of the CB. And the justification is just clear, as I've said. Basically, the cement manufacturers, you're talking about 80, 85%, even up to 90% of the raw material is imported. Clinker is nowhere in Ghana. Clinker, most people really say it's something in the soil. It is never in the soil. Clinker is a byproduct which has to be manufactured. So we need to import that. That constitutes major component of the cement, what you call raw material. That's about 75-80% in other parts. And obviously, these are pitches with hard currency, with a dollar. And sent to Ghana to be converted, this material is converted into cement powder and sold in cities. Then once the raw material finishes, you change and go buy the raw material in dollars. So you can really understand the situation of the manufacturer. You buy in dollars, you pay import duty, dollars. It's like the list goes on. Levies are in dollars. So it is a dollarized, market that you really have themselves, to deal with. And meanwhile, supplement after production is sold in city. So this is the situation that we must have here. And I need to stress that it's unfortunate. Manufacturers are not happy to increase price. They know it. Ghanaians are working there. Ghanaians need to build. They know Ghanaians. They know the average, pay of a Ghanaian. So it is really in the interest of the manufacturer to increase price. I really want to emphasize that. That is only actually a pain for them to increase. But if the situation is unbearable, the situation is something that they can contend with. Come to talk about production cost. Come to talk about protecting employment. Come to talk about, margins. Then they are compelled to do it. So that's the situation at hand I can confirm.
But is it possible to see? Is it possible to see a reduction if the CD depreciation, changes?
Whatever I say is that when you get to the bridge, you know how to cross it. It all depends on the quantum. And I can tell you that it's not only the CD depreciation. There are other actually external, that they will have to know. So you ask for reduction, we have actually pledged to the ministry that, of course, if the government supports or we all support, and to really minimize the production cost of cement, we'll get there. It's been done before, my sister. Cement has been reduced before, some years back. That is when the situation really normalized, the situation stabilized. Then, of course, we've also had a situation where cement prices have been stabilized for a very long time. So that is what we have to contend with, and which is unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. Like I said, we have to import it. Dollar, everything dollarized in Ghana, port use dollarized, import duty dollarized. Even the local limestone that we get here, it has to be, agreed dollar base, of which you have to pay by the prevailing rate. So it's an issue. It's an issue which is very unfortunate.
But before I let you go, Doc, do you care about the ability to pay or buy at this price?
That what I didn't get a question clear, please.
I'm asking if you care about the ability to pay or buy at this price.
The point is, if I really understand your question well, the point is that is what we have to do. at this part, of course, it's about actually even now it's even about accessibility. Now even the availability of the fund. One of the manufacturers was even telling me yesterday, Doc, is that even we have the money, we can't even get the dollar to buy. That's also an issue. Even at this very rate, the availability of the dollar or the fund is there. So the issue is complex. Like I said, my sister, I can guarantee and state authoritatively on behalf of the manufacturers that they are not happy to increase price. The Minister of Trade and Industry had really engaged us in a series of meetings. And honestly, that is the only way that will offset increase price. And it also has to be put on record that the percentage rate of the city depreciation, it is not the same percentage which has actually, necessitated the price increase. But that's how it happens. Just give and take. If the city has depreciated about maybe 20%, no, the cement price is not ever increased by 20%. Always we try, as a matter of fact, just to ensure that the cement price do not go up. We are in talks with the Ministry of Trade. I take this opportunity to thank the Honourable Minister. We have an MOU with him, always engaging us as to mitigating the high production of cement and so that this cement can be affordable. Honestly, the prices now, mention the prices is just so unfortunate. But the manufacturers, it's beyond them. Absolutely that way. It's beyond the manufacturers, unfortunately.
Finally, do you want a special supply from the Bank of Ghana, just as in the case of oil importers?
We have made that submission. Like I said, we are in talks with Moti, and it's one of our recommendations. We judge just to see what we can actually, the solution, the way forward. And what you really mentioned right now is actually on the table of the Ministry of Trade and Industry. Okay. And another a request is to see whereby certain areas which are paid, that are dollarized locally, we can actually, pay in cities. And that's exactly what it is. So these are some of the recommendations we've made to the Ministry of Trade and Industry. And I know they are really meeting on it. And we have another meeting next week. So we'll see the way forward.
We'll leave it here, sir. Thank you so much. That was Dr. Dawson Amwa. He's Chief Executive of the Chamber of Cement Manufacturers. Let's still stay on the topic because players in the building and construction industry in the Ashanti region have raised alarm at the recent hike in the price of clinker cement. Cement has been priced at 71 cedis on the local market, but selling at 80 cedis in some parts of the country. Between March and July, the building materials sold between 45 to 60 cedis. Prospective homeowners say the trend will curtail their plans of putting up their buildings. Here's a report.
Anthony Agbolo has worked as a mason for over 6 years. To get a job done, he visited the market to purchase a bag of cement. He is, however, angry at the current price.
Last week it was cement. Cement it was 57 Ghana cedis, And our we are cement is here, 65 Ghana cedis. More increasing for almost over 8 cedis. So receipt this is receipt as evidence.
Oheneba Inti is a site engineer. With decades of experience in the construction industry, he worries about the consistent increase in the price of cement. There has been little support from the government to cushion industry players.
It's really hurting us because most of our works now, government into fluctuations. That fluctuation has an increase in price because last year, now cement, it was 48 cedis per bag. As of now, I'm speaking, it's 68 cedis. Government's own inflation, because of increment. You pray. So government say, "Oh, you have fluctuation. Increment na ban fan ho." Because you are on the demand made there. I'm the mayor until you need coin be so betua fluctuation.
Anthony observes many building projects have come to a standstill. This has affected his income.
You see, I construction a juma but to me, cement no and a dancing no, yen to me, ama adwuma de enko so ma biom anopa mi koto cement receipt ni as evidence wa wo hwe a eye a series increasement of cement anya gasem krampo gasem is na almost over 70 something series gasem per one bag of cement ebetumi sit down ana ebetumi rent it down ana ebetumi tinam.
Ohineba Inti has recorded a decline in getting construction jobs. His clients are unable to pay the estimated cost given them.
At the same time, clients also almost complaining because over years, how the cement, because of cement price, na cost over years, the price na cost. When you say, down we at least casino and gabeso, but because of increase of cement price na cost, or the man also own Timintia. In Tiama, you might na abafom. Because of cement pricing.
Other construction workers say they have been without work for months. They fear the cement price hikes will gradually render them unemployed.
Even say estimate pro we hear the koto contractor anima na say client anima we the koto na anima no abobna say hey say near cement you use so doors nti ohwe the quantity no not the multiply per bag no a otumi say nebo no cost no nti ama ontumi nye no waje adwuma na to moment obeje ato on so no na say ya yeso ye je adwuma no efiri omo no ama yenso no ye nya adwuma nye.
For the past months, Ghanaians have seen an uncontrolled increase in the price of cement, which is a key material in construction, and we speak to some prospective homeowners who say their dreams of putting up buildings like these are fading because of the skyrocketing prices of cement.
Cement na motum na yehunu sana. Obia be afeti obia so wo si dan yo. So ye dan yo. Wo han dan ya e be afeti because so advance eso a ye wa adwen so wo fewura de oje na nya ono na obeje wo. O metum.
March ni me 250 cedis. Cement me to 2 bags 1 million and home blocks. You see, I contain this chance in the mobile. You could be saying you cloud major. I contain this. In Finfin, I contain an eye about.
While some construction workers are losing out on jobs, others say the price hikes brings more jobs.
Low price, you know. Manipano now is okay. Project with me with the 2 next year, but cement no call high prices are now. Officer yen in term fuel. Now, Fabia next year, no yen budget, and maybe an sound I be tuned into them. And my workers, no so
Construction workers and prospective homeowners may have to brace themselves up as the continuous increase in the price of cement affects the cost of other building materials. For Joy Business, Mona Lisa Frimpon reporting.
You're still watching Business Live here on the Joy News channel. Still to come, heads of public institutions, municipal and district chief executives want to desist from violation of procurement law during tendering to prevent imprisonment or penalty. We'll hear from the chief executive of the Public Procurement Authority.
That if you flout any of the procurement rules that is provided for under Section 92 of the Act, that you can go to prison for 5 years or.
Thanks for staying with us. The Chief Executive of the Public Procurement Authority, Frank Mante, is warning heads of public institutions, municipal and district chief executives, as well as procurement directors, to desist from violation of the procurement law during tendering to avert imprisonment or penalty. Procurement irregularities, according to the 2021 Auditor General's report, amounted to almost 307 million cedis. Addressing the heads of public institutions during a training on the Ghana electronic procurement system, Mr. Mante called for transparency and fairness in transactions to ensure the most competitive tender is selected.
The position of the Procurement Act is very simple, that if you flout any of the procurement rules that is provided for under Section 92 of the Act, that you can go to prison for 5 years or 2,500 penalty units, or where no punishment is prescribed under Act 29, which is the Criminal Offences Act. Then you can have a combination of both prison and what? A fine. So it's not a light matter. And I keep telling collect CEOs, okay, that please, in the conduct of procurement, make sure that your back is covered. Because if somebody, for some strange reason, influences you to do a particular thing, when there's an issue and your name is being mentioned, those people that probably you thought influence you will not be heard. They will not be there. It will be you. So if you're an MC, you are a DC, you are a mayor, you are head of an institution, as far as procurement is concerned, they don't talk about your board. They don't talk about your council. They are not reflected in the Procurement Act. The question is that it is you, the head of entity, or any other person to whom authority is delegated, who will be held responsible and accountable for any infractions as far as the Procurement Act is concerned.
Now, Associate Professor of Finance at Andrews University in Michigan, USA, Dr. Williams Prepra has described the government's decision to establish an escrow account as a prudent cash management principle that will enable settlement of the interest on the Afrexim Bank loan due in 6 months' time. The Ministry of Finance has decided to set aside $37 million of the $750 million loan to pay the lender when the loan is due, a move the ranking member of the Finance Committee has described as illegitimate. But Dr. Prepra tells Joy Business that the government did nothing wrong by establishing the escrow account.
The government of Ghana's decision to establish an escrow account of $37 million at the back of the loan which has come from Afrexim Bank is a prudent measure. What I notice government doing is to make sure that they're able to manage its cash flow situation, especially at this time that we are, as Ghana as a country, is having challenges with foreign currency, especially with the dollar. This arrangement is to assure Afrexim Bank that Ghana government is not going to default on the interest payment, which is going to be due in the next 6 months. You may also have to admit that not all the projects listed will be started immediately. Some of them are now going to go through the procurement processes. So during this period, government will intensify revenue mobilization to be able to get the 37 million back, so that none of the projects will be put aside. We may have to admit that government will also have to go to Parliament to make this arrangement known or captured in the loan agreement, so that it satisfies all parties during this particular time. We must admit that in times like this, it requires prudent financial management, especially cash flow management. So I'm sure that is what government of Ghana is trying to do to bring confidence back into the Ghanaian economy.
That was Dr. Williams Prepra, Associate Professor of Finance at Andrews University in Michigan, USA. Now, Wheaties Ghana, a hygiene-oriented company, has reiterated its commitment to continue producing quality products for consumers. According to the company's managing director, Esther Adu, her outfit is working to improve to attain the highest position in the market. Speaking to Joy Business at the launch of their new product, she called for a closer relationship and collaboration between the brand and its customers to strive for the growth of the business in all aspects.
Wheaties Ghana said they will strive to improve the hygienic conditions in all facilities with their products and services. According to Managing Director Esther Adu, the Clinell Universal Wipes and Nanotouch self-cleaning surfaces are important for both commercial and domestic use, and especially in these unusual times where infections are on the rise.
So Clinell, I would say, is a great addition to what we currently have on the market because of the contents of the products. So we have, it comes as in a replacement of soap and water. Where you don't have soap and water, you can use your Clinell. And secondly, Clinell Universal Wipe comes in different sizes. So we have the ones for hospitals, ones for your individual use, and a whole lot. So they are products that I would say that it's very extensive in use when it comes to prevention of infections. Okay. Clinell can be used on all equipment without causing any harm to the equipment. You cannot use any ordinary wipe to clean your computers or your television or your any kind of appliances, but you can use Clinell when the need arises without having any issue with the equipment that it will get spoiled or something. Yes.
She entreated private and public institutions to invest in hygiene.
Yes, so I would say that Cleanel can be one of the measures organizations or facilities can use to prevent infections in their facilities. So it can be part of their hygiene policies and say that, okay, every quarter or every month, depending on the usage, you should have Cleanel at the vantage point and for the purposes of your high touch points. So one of the reasons why I'm personally interested in these products is that, you know, mostly when you go, you're supposed to get soap and water to clean your hands where there is the need to do so. But you go to most of these public spaces and you don't have such amenities there or such resources. So with your Cleanel, you can just pick it up and then wipe your hands for the antibacterial hand wipes, or where you need to use it for your equipment, you can just pick it and use that.
The Cleanel Universal Wipe is a multi-purpose single-step detergent and a disinfectant wipe ideal for use on surfaces and non-invasive medical devices. It is an infection preventive product with properties of near neutral pH formula, which ensures exceptional material capacities. Meanwhile, NanoTouch turns high traffic touch points like door handles, elevator buttons, and counters into clean surface by constantly killing bacteria and virus using the latest oxidation process rather than the use of toxins, diluted poisons, or heavy metals.
That's your show for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. For more news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. My name is Beverly Broohm. Enjoy the rest of our programs.